Dear students, today we discuss Francis Bacon's essay of Youth and Age. Francis Bacon was an English philosopher, statesman, scientist, and essayist. He is best known for leading the scientific revolution with his new observation and experimentation theory, which is the way science has been conducted ever since. He is a famous essayist and is known as the father of the English essay. His essays are full of common sense and epigrammatic wit. Francis Bacon's aim as an essayist was to share the wisdom of his life. His style of essay writing is not dogmatic, not didactic, but rather personable and friendly. For example, when speaking of envy, he doesn't begin with a declaration of envy being harmful and destructive of happiness. His style allows him to explore such subjects with an observational eye that relates incidents to meaning and only eventually reveals his judgment and wisdom on the subject. His essays were well received because of his warm wisdom. Sir Francis Bacon was a true Renaissance man in that he was accomplished in many areas, one of which was essays. Some scholars believe it was he who invented the essay as a literary form. Even more amazing is that he wrote essays for fun. His essays cover a huge range of subjects, and the writing style is quite varied. Some are philosophical, some are witty, some are deep, some are humorous. Bacon often takes both sides of an argument in his essays, seeming to enjoy the role of devil's advocate, arguing against himself. Writers and speakers, including even Shakespeare, have quoted from his essays. Francis Bacon, the man is the product of Renaissance. Man's glory, generous or tense, his opportunities of mind and body, his eyes rolling across the subtle and magnificence of the world, his joy in learning, discovering, weighing, creating all this as it existed in Bacon's mind. Bacon's essay of youth and age has actually been written to familiarize the people with the work of the people uh, belonging to two extremely crucial stages of life, that is young and old. Involvement of the people belonging to these two age groups in any worldly activity may result in a wonderful success. Moreover, Bacon has also given a great comparison in between young and aged people, which seems to be quite interesting for the reader. In this essay, Bacon tries to compare the traits young and old age. In the starting of the essay, Bacon mentions that it is possible for a young man to have the maturity of that of an old man, but says that it is a very rare case. He compares youth to the first ideas or thoughts and says that they are never as wise as the second. But then again, the new inventions or discoveries of the youth seem to be more refreshing than those of the aged ones as their imagination are better. Even though the youth are full of desires and ambitions, they are not matured enough to act on those desires until they are of a certain age. As an example, he mentions Septimus Severus, who has lived his youth making errors and in madness, yet was one of the most intelligent and gifted emperors. But it is best to be calm and composed in youth rather than full of heart rather than full of wheat, as mentioned above. He says that both young as well as aged have qualities that are unique, such as young men are better to invent, old men are better to judge. Young men are better in doing, old men in calculating risks. Young men are better for new projects, old men for settled business. Young men, he says, are full of excitement and new ideas, never stay quiet, are up to create a change and are innovative in nature. Even if their attempts fail, they do not stumble. They keep going until they get the result they are looking for. They are like an unsteady horse, he says, which doesn't stop or turn, whereas aged men are quite opposite. They think and consult too much and are too steady to be adventurous, and at the end are happy with the minimum rate of success that they achieve. It is profitable to employ the men of both kinds, as the rightness of one will reflect the defects of the other, whereas where the aged one teaches and the younger learns, and while the fame is enjoyed by the youth, the aged can have the privilege to authorize. He says that the young have visions, whereas the aged have dreams, which are not as sound compared to the former. He says that there are some who think beyond their age, but it diminishes along with the age, who have better grace in youth than in age. Youths are the ones that should be hired for jobs as they are young and have fresh ideas. In the essay called Of Youth and Age by Francis Bacon, the youth group is strongly supported for being imaginative at a young age. I, like many other people, will have to agree with this statement because youths have more energy and are ready to take up challenges. In this age, you do not think about the consequences, you just do what you can without thinking twice about it. This is the age of love, career, and experimentation, and see the world in new ways. This age group are young and therefore not yet corrupted with the world around them. They think on their own and have a life that is filled with new things every day. Being a teenager, I know why youths have so much energy and why they would make perfect for any kind of job. As you grow up, you see and learn more about the world. So by the time you are older, you know much about the world. However, if you are a youth, you have just come to know the world. You do not know, uh, you do not get involved with other politics of life, and therefore you want to know more and experience different things. The Romantics' favorite age group was youth because this is the age group where all the excitement of life takes place. This group comes up with new ideas and are ready to take risks. This is what employers want to hire. People that are ready get things done with speed and efficiency. Youths have this in themselves. They do not think too much about the work. They hurry up and get things done. Whereas an older man or a woman will take their time making decisions and worrying about the future. An older person may not be able to work at a very high speed. With the world getting so much more competitive, employers need young people to do their work at a high speed. Youths do not make rational decisions, and therefore the employers can easily exploit them at any point of their youth career. This also makes them the perfect age group to hire. Just getting out of some kind of education, youths are also filled with knowledge. They want to try different things and work on different experiments. Youths are the ones that are going to provide the rest of the world new products and various kinds of technology. This is the kind of workers employers want to hire. Someone that can give them new products that will sell in the market. The older generation in today's world are not that efficient with computers as a youth might be. Employers are constantly wanting to upgrade with the level of society's standards, and the younger generation are the perfect people to do such a job. Thank you.